Yo, hello everyone. So I've got a new PC, so if you guys could just tell me if everything's fine, if you can hear me, if you can hear the music, and if you can see the Bitcoin charts, and if the quality is good, before too many people get in here. If all of that's good, we should be good to go. I think everything's fine, but just want to make sure. All fine, good quality, sound is good. Chart quality good as well. Voice can go up a bit. Let me check. Right. Nice short you caught. It was a long actually. Long from down here to up here. Was a good trade indeed. Any idea on perp? Are we going to short it down when time comes? I wanted to short Bitcoin, but a little higher up. I didn't feel like shorting it up here. But yeah, I might have missed my short entry, but that's all good. I shorted some Matic earlier today. Nothing big though, just to sort of hedge a little bit. And I'm fully out of longs on this one. Hello Armo, what's up? Every time I counter trade you, I get fucked. Lol. Okay, if everything's fine, I'll post a link on Twitter as well. We'll get some more people in. And then we'll give it some minutes. And we can start, okay? Any update on LPT? I will talk about it. Just give it some time and I'll talk about Bitcoin first and go over some alts, LPT included. I think we're that close to these lows. I think we sweep this at the very least, you know. But I'll talk about it in a second. Not gonna do it right now. Let's focus on Bitcoin here. Interesting. Yeah, it was beautiful, honestly. Hello, bruh. Beautiful price action, in my opinion. Clean liquidity plays from one liquidity pocket onto another, and now, but yeah, I'll talk about it in a bit. We're gonna fully retrace this move or what? Honestly, I think it's likely. Maybe not in one go, probably some more chop over the weekend, but ultimately I think we see lower. Hello Vincenzo. Tommy, hello. What made you go long yesterday? I will talk about it. Long re-entry? Nah, I don't think so, man. I think you don't long this personally. I mean, depends on where you mean, you know, but I wouldn't long here. it's exactly the same as this, but in a smaller version, you know. There was clean liquidity above these highs, taken on this, instantly back down to the lows. There was clean liquidity above here, taken. So I think the most logical next area of interest for Bitcoin is lower down, below 25k. But I'll talk about it in detail in a second. Quite a tumble, yeah. I should have shorted some. I wanted to short up here. That's also why I fully closed longs up here. And I wanted to flip long, but should have scaled in, but the invalidation wasn't that clear for me, which is why I was waiting for one more sweep, but yeah, it didn't happen. Whew. Yeah, we're fully retracing the move again. What a timing with the stream. Right, we'll get started, okay? 36 people watching, so let's get it. First things first, thanks to Vela Exchange for sponsoring the live streams. Vela Exchange is an Arbitrum-based decentralized exchange where you can trade crypto as well as forex pairs and metals. Whew, Bitcoin nuking, damn. Formerly they were an OTC trading platform, then they relaunched as Vela Exchange, focusing more on retail. And they went live about a month and a half ago, I guess, 2 months. And they're doing great, constantly updating stuff. So it would definitely worth checking out. So big thanks to Vela for sponsoring. The link is in the description. If you use the link, make sure you send me a DM on Twitter or on Discord so I can add you to my Discord group for free. Okay, I've got a Discord group where I post more updates and updates a little bit more, and there's clean channels in there. So it's, yeah, just a little bit more organized than on Twitter, okay? So if you use the link, send me a DM and then we'll sort things out, okay? Now, the important stuff, Bitcoin. So starting off on the weekly, we already talked about this in the previous live stream. We said that the clean range that we were trading in was in between this high and this low, okay? Why these? Just the upside, right? upside leg, from the upside leg. The first high where we started dumping was this high. What was the low? Of the first low after the high was set, this low. What confirms that this can be used as a range low? That we went from this low back to the highs, swept the highs, and then got rejected. So we've got a clean weekly, daily, whatever you want to call it, range, okay? Highs swept, lows unswept, liquidity, phew, man, we're nuking. I gotta focus on this. So clean daily range with the draw on liquidity being to the downside. Why? I said as long as we hold below this blue supply area, which is the sideways price action, okay, where we started dumping from, as long as we held below there, the draw on liquidity would be towards the lows. Yo, 1 second. I'm sorry guys, but didn't anticipate this kind of volatility right at the start of the stream, so I was in a matic short, so took some profit on this dump. Quite a big nuke here, and we're back at this area of interest, so feels like a good place to take some off. So I just did. Okay, I think we stall here. Would be surprised if we go for the low straight away, although we could, so definitely keeping my eyes on this. Shit price action. I think is super clean, this price action. But hey, I love these kind of circumstances. All right. Cool. So what were we saying? Big daily range, big weekly range, right? And in the previous streams we said it was before this move actually. It's been quite a long time since, well, no, we streamed last week. I forgot. Anyways, back when we were trading around here, we said as long as we hold below these, this supply area, we were targeting range low, okay? Clean draw on liquidity resting lower. And we also said that if we were to look for swing longs again to new highs potentially, it would be on the sweep of that range low. So that's immediately my first long play. If we sweep this liquidity, right, into still this pretty pivotal area, right? So say what you want, but this area has been pivotal. Resistance here, resistance, resistance, smashed above. and then obviously on this range low, bounce, support. So if we were to sweep this in here and see some strength come in, I could see this whole thing as a continuation range, what would confirm the break above range mean. Okay, so whenever you have a continuation range where you sweep the highs, sweep the lows, right? That's your range. What confirms that this is likely to go higher? The break above range mean. Okay, so I usually already enter early, mostly on the sweep either or on the reclaim of range low. But when can you add on trail stops higher and add to the position on the break above range mean? As you can clearly see on this one, range mean has been pivotal. Okay, as you can see here, resistance, then obviously smashed above, smashed back below. But on this most recent spike, what rejected price beautifully? Well, that range mean. Okay, so that's the main play I'm watching on Bitcoin here. What invalidates all of this? What if we don't make it to these lows, which I don't think we will. I think we will see those lows, but say we don't, where do I flip bullish? Well, above this blue supply area. Okay, that's what I said from back down here. That area also lines up more than likely with OTE, as you can see up here. So a break above this area in general, right, on the higher time frames, a weekly close above would signal strength and likely send us a lot higher. Until then, I think spikes to the upside are for shorting towards lower prices. You can already see like every spike up instantly gets barred, the barred pattern, you know, back down. We've just seen it, like, yeah, sad I missed this short, but still caught a nice short on Matic, but it was so obvious, you know, up, boom, everyone gets excited, straight back down, up, straight into resistance, right? Straight back down, up, into resistance, sweeping liquidity, straight back down, you know? And that's also the reason why I think this whole thing looks pretty weak and that we will see a breakdown of this. Maybe sweep this and reclaim, but also wouldn't be surprised if we break down and then break lower, right? And then spend some time below range low, okay? Below this weekly range low. But we'll have to see about that, okay? We got a really nice short up here, and that was also the reasoning for this short, right? Reasoning being liquidity was resting lower, the highs were swept, we had a clean invalidation above this blue supply, right? So definitely a valid short back down towards the lows. Closed most down here because I thought we would chop like this, and that's exactly what happened. Really nice trade. And then yesterday, right, I got quite a lot of questions on why I longed here. We did a beautiful trade. Let me see if I can see this one, right? This trade we entered down here, I posted it live on Twitter as well. So let me give you the view on why I longed this. So the first thing I saw was, well, the first thing I did was marking out key liquidity, right? And where was liquidity resting? Above these highs and below this low, in my opinion. Well, also below this low, but what made me confirm that liquidity higher would get swept first was this aggressive move, okay? This one didn't sweep this low and didn't sweep this low, this high, right? But if you ignore this high and this low, what were the two most significant highs and lows? This one here and this one here that I already marked, okay? And on this aggressive move, which liquidity got swept first? the downside liquidity. Okay, so downside liquidity swept, strong reclaim, then initially a strong rejection, but we were holding the lows, with the lows here being swept and the highs being unswept. So I felt down there that there was more liquidity resting to the upside than there was to the downside, locally at least at that moment. Okay, and that's the reason why on this drop, right, this, it's sort of like a low, right, then a sweep, and then a little nuke again, retest, and then upside, right? So the best risk reward and the highest probability on longs was on this dump, right? Down here you knew either it's going to bounce from here, right? What was it? Something like this. Either it's going to bounce from here, or we're going for liquidity much lower, okay? At least for this low. So that's why I entered this long, targeting these highs, and with the validation, it was even a little bit closer, like down there, okay? Because either this level was going to hold, or it was not, and we would go a lot lower. So that's basically the reason why I entered that long. Played out beautifully, took off half initially at 1R on this spike. So got some questions on that as well. Why don't hold the full position for full target? You know, in market conditions like this, when price action is choppy, when you got these sharp up moves and straight back down moves, you've got to take profit when you have it, and you've got to make your trade risk-free as soon as possible, okay? And people think that making a trade risk-free is just moving their stop to break even, but that's not the tactic I like to use. Why not? I've talked about it before. That is because when you move your stop to break even, most of the times you don't have a new invalidation on the trade. So you basically set your invalidation to a new point, risking that the trade gets stopped out at break even while your trade is still valid. Okay, so another way of making the trade risk-free is when the trade moves into your direction and comes around 1R or 2R, or doesn't even matter, take off half, you know? Take off half at 1R, and then when price nukes towards your stop loss, that's the point where you're wrong, right? Then your trade, you'll get a half stop out, but you took a half profit at 1R, so then that would be a break-even trade. So I mean, that's all personal preference, you know. Some people like bring their stop to break even. I personally don't, because of the reason I just said, but that's how I see things and what I like using. So that was the trade ID on this move. And then yeah, close the rest this morning. I didn't short, sadly. So now I'm back to waiting. What I would be, yeah, if you take a look at basic highs and lows in this range that we've been trading in, right? Where was key liquidity resting? As I already said, above these highs. And now, in my opinion, the more important liquidity below these lows. So below these, and high time frame liquidity at this key range low. So everything to me points towards lower prices. So I'm pretty bearish on basically everything because of this. Now, where would I want to do business? Where would I want to look for trades? Either, I mean, shorting here, not the best idea, because like, where would your invalidation be? Above these highs? That's like, yeah, it's still 1.2R, but I don't like shorting into this because you often get squeezes first. Can't even go for the highs again and then nuke towards the low. So don't like shorting these. Either wait for a retest of this range high level, okay, and then short into there with a much better risk to reward. So something like this, stops above there, target down there, then you got 3R. That's way more beautiful, way better than the short from here, or I'd wait for long opportunities lower down here. Okay, not on the first sweep here, but I honestly would wait for the big wick below 24.8, and that's where I'd be interested in longing until this high time frame liquidity below 24.7 or the reclaim above 29.3 gets reclaimed. Until then, I'm mostly in a scalp the quick moves territory. Okay, so I'm not looking to swing anything from these prices. I think we're either gonna get pure chop in between 24.4 and 29.2, 29.3, or if we reclaim above there, I could see this run a lot higher, or if we sweep this liquidity below here, then that's where I might want to enter some swings. Okay, so is that clear for Bitcoin? My thoughts and future game plans. So yeah, everything's pointing towards these lows now for me on Bitcoin. Would you close Bitcoin short here and wait for a bounce? If I were short from higher, I would definitely hold some for the lows. I would probably take some profits though, take some off and hold the rest for lower, I'd say. Bar pattern rally base drop. Thanks so far, I have to watch later. All have a nice weekend. Enjoy your weekend, man. Can you take a look into perp? Yeah, we will. How can we learn how to trade? Just practice, man. It takes time, a lot of time. Can you show your wick color settings? Red and green hurt my eyes. Here's the settings, bro. How would you apply TOL to trending markets? I assume for entering on pullbacks. What do you mean? So guys, if you're enjoying the stream, please leave a like. We're at 16 likes right now. Let's get them to 30. Come on. We're also close to 6k subs. So if you haven't already, subscribe. Right, so Matic, I was bearish on as well, because every spike up instantly gets rejected, right? And then we retested this clean resistance. And the thing I like the most about this, no, I will do LPT after this. The thing I liked the most on this one was these clean lows as well, you know, all of these lows here untapped. We just tapped them, so I was short from up here with invalidation there. Took some off here, also at 1 hour. Just like I said, risk-free trade now in case we squeeze. Stop loss is still there because I think we could do something like this, retest there, and then go for the lows, you know. Or we just continue lower from here. But I'll be fully out of the trade if we sweep this and this. You know, just a quick scalp on that one, right? Would I be looking for longs there? Probably not straight away. Would I be looking for shorts if we squeeze higher from here? Definitely. Just like with Bitcoin, you know. See, setup was something like this. So yeah, if we squeeze higher from here without sweeping that liquidity, that's just another beautiful short entry for me. If it breaks back below this level is just this one right here. As you can see, resistance, sweep, retest, sold off, you know? So if we squeeze higher, right, let it do its thing. Once it breaks back below this level, short it, invalidation above the highs, which then are made, target the lows down here. But for now, let's see if it manages to push lower from here. LPT, an interesting one. Why I longed this like up here, I'm in a loss. Let me show you the setup. Right, we don't only show wins, we also show losses, although it's not a realized loss. I'm just underwater a lot. I longed the literal top, but let me explain the idea, okay? The idea was based on the higher time frames, okay? On the 3-day, the weekly, the daily, whatever, okay? But let's take the 3-day for now, and let's see this chart, okay? So aggressive downside from here, and the area we started bouncing from, well, the low we started bouncing from was this one. First high after this low, the high right here, we've got our range, okay? Range set. What happened after that? Deviation or sweep of the lows, reclaim upside, but didn't sweep any significant high, okay? Instead made a sort of equal high. What does that mean? More liquidity resting to the upside, right? What happened then? Back down towards the lows, swept the lows again, right? With some ugly price action, which is usually what you got when price is bottoming or when price is just setting up for a squeeze higher. Okay, what happened then? Squeeze higher, reclaimed all of those levels after the sweep with liquidity resting above these highs and above range high. Okay, so in my opinion, liquidity on this is still resting to the upside. So what I could see here is a little bit more downside. Oops. Right, on this daily range, local range here, highs, also an equal high, means also more liquidity to the upside, and the lows being there. Okay, so what I think is a likely scenario here is that we go for those lows, sweep those lows into this pivotal area. This was the initial low that got swept here that led to this rally, so I want that to hold, which is why my stop loss is below there. But what I want to see here is the sweep of these lows, the reclaim, and then I could see us break out and go for these highs, this high, and then potentially a lot higher towards here. Make sense? Yeah, it's important to show when you're losing as well. Yeah, it's difficult on crypto Twitter. I mean, it's rare on crypto Twitter to see someone do that, but do you think we should add to the position on the sweep low? No, I don't think so. If you're long from higher, I would just hold, and unless you're not in full risk, you only entered small, or you could take. I mean, you got much better risk reward down here, you know. So I could definitely, if you're not in, even towards these highs, it's already 1.7R, you know? So it makes sense, but I'm personally not going to. Sol is still in an interesting area. I mean, we talked about it in the previous one and literally nothing happened since. Come on. So still in this daily range, right? The highs, the lows, both swept. So played out range. No clean draw on liquidity, which is why you get that chop, right? So these clean moves higher and lower is because you've got a clean draw on liquidity. But when the highs and the lows got swept, you get that choppy price action. But still in an interesting area, in my opinion. See, if you take a look at this area in general, it's been pretty pivotal. Support, 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 then resistance, support, now support again. So it might be interested in looking for at least a scalp or a day trade long. If you take OTE from the low to the high on this swing, you also see that OTE is resting around here. So just like Bitcoin, I would be interested if we do something like this, sweep all these lows again, spike lower, and then see all these highs here. Just to, even if it's just towards there, that would be a nice trade. Keep your invalidation probably below range low, but let's see what risk reward that is. If you take it like this, yeah, that's already 1.5R, as you can see. Something like that, and maybe hold some for higher. Maybe, see, even clean highs towards here. Even if it's just for a play back towards this daily range high level, you know, I could see us do something like this, where we sweep the lows, spike, and then boom, and then go for this liquidity, and then go for that liquidity, and then maybe go all the way back down, right? But that would be a nice trade if we get it. OGN. Whew. What's this? Any news or? That play on Sol is exactly what I'm looking for. Nice, man. Let's see Bitcoin for a second. How do you find potential long or short trades? Do you have a favorable list and you work with that, or is there an easy way to find coins that are juicy? Nah, in my opinion, there's not. You've got to just check all the charts and go from there. What I do like doing is looking for the coins that show strength and long those. Or short the weakest coins when the market is heavy. but that you've got to know when, you know, that's the timing on that is very important, because if you're in choppy market conditions like this, right, and you're gonna look for the strongest coin, you're just gonna end up longing the top. So you've got to know when, and the timing on that is very difficult. Like I didn't trade that much altcoins like I do now. Like 2 years ago, I used to trade only Bitcoin, because alts were very hard to trade for me. And the reason of that was simply because of the timing. Every time I was looking, my trade IDs were correct, but the timing was off, you know. And it's something that comes with just practicing and doing it over and over again. Right, let's do some more alts. Oh yeah, we were looking at this OGN. I mean, what is this? Why is this pumping? Yeah, see, I still have the range from here marked out. Man, look at this. Yeah, I think this just keeps on chopping here, and then when you want to get bullish is when you break out of this local range. If you close above here, buy the retest and target a 2x somewhere around here. But in here, nah, I'd stay out of this. It just looks just like a pump and dump. Sol is interesting. We just looked at Sol, man. XLM. Yeah, I don't like this. You see, this move swept all of these highs into key resistance, key weekly resistance. And then just nuke, nuke, nuke. Swept some highs, retest. I think at least go for this low again. If you get a higher sweep, that would be a nice trade. You see, having that in mind, that we're targeting this, where would you want to look for shorts? If we go for the highs, sweep the highs into supply, the sideways price action that led to the down move. People accumulating shorts here, they're gonna want to defend their positions. So if we sweep that liquidity into this supply and break back down, that's your short. Or you could even short it here with invalidation up there, right? And target the lows. So short there, boom, 1.6R, but high probability. Or like this, and then a tighter stop above there. It's pretty much the same. Make sense? Kotti. Man, some of these altcoins. Oof, look at this. We are charting this at the highs. Come a long way. Yeah, looks good for shorts, no? Key resistance. and equal highs below. Sort of got swept, but barely. So I'd say as long as we hold below this, yeah, we're going for new lows. Weekly close above here, then we can talk about buying and selling up here. That would also be a nice play, I think. Yeah, if it manages to reclaim this, because then this was a sweep below here. Yeah, if you see it like this, it's actually looking good. Hold on. Low. High. See? So strong weekly close could lead to a higher squeeze, but I don't really like the look of this weekly. You know, barely a wick to the downside. Just straight up going for that liquidity above last week's high. Might go for last week's low next. So yeah, mixed feelings on this one. Nice music, thanks. See, on Bitcoin also, looking at just a chart with no levels, right? Look at these weekly wicks. Do you think they're safe? I'd be surprised. I mean, we've been basically making inside bars since 2 weeks ago. So this as the high and this as the low. High swept, closed back inside. What's the next draw? Downside. So our draw is clearly towards there. See, so in any case we get upside before sweeping this, I would actually be happy, because that can offer a great short entry. See, something like this, boom, sweep this liquidity into range high, invalidation above there, target range low. Beautiful. Makes sense? So, any more questions? So yeah, mostly waiting for Bitcoin. I mean, it's always the same, you know, from one liquidity pocket onto another. Key highs, key lows. Would you mind looking at Cyber? I'll do... Trader paralysis. What do you mean with that? We'll do Cyber and Perp, and then we'll hop off. Whew. Yeah, this looks ugly, you know? This is, I think, about to fully retrace this move. First target down here. But if I were to look for shorts, how would I look to position myself? Probably on a sweep of this into resistance, break back below, all the way down there. Invalidation up there. What invalidates this? This weekly lol. Yeah, I think if we reclaim this, the next target would be around here. I think that's gonna be pivotal as well, because then we sweep all of these highs right into former resistance, like right about here. Okay, so from there show some strength towards there, then could still go for the lows. If it reclaims above there, that would be pretty bullish, I think. But I think you want to look to short this. All right, we'll do FET as well. First perp. Let's see, clean range, lows, highs, lows swept, highs unswept. Yeah, I think this can run higher towards here, but would you long here? Like, if you were to long here, where do you put your invalidation? Right? Hourly, no wick to the downside. I don't know, man. If I were to look for longs, well, if I were to long this, I would want to see something like this, a range being built up. Maybe use this low, right, as the lows, the highs. Say we start ranging from here, sweep the lows, right, and reclaim. Then you've got yourself your invalidation there and target up here. Then you can get a nice trade, a 2-hour trade, okay? If you were to long here, I'd only feel safe with invalidation like down there. Because if we nuke, I could see this nuke towards here and then still reversing and go for the highs. But as you can see, then you have a 0.6 risk reward. So yeah, that would be my play here. Either wait for some ranging or sit out. Might look to short it if we sweep the highs. Damn my voice. Alright, let's do FET. I quite like this one. because we've got some unswept highs there. The weekly had a clean sweep of the lows into a weekly key level. As you can see, these lows bounced, came back down for the lows, sweep, strong buyback and continuation. Daily. Yeah, if I were to look for shorts, I'd wait for a sweep of that, break down, target the lows. If I were to look for longs, yeah, it's risky because we're basically trading into supply here. Sideways price action that led to this right above these highs. So swept this liquidity already in here. So I could also see this reject from here. But with this liquidity up here, shorting not safe as well. But if you're long, where's your invalidation? Something like this could work, but I'd rather wait for something like this and this. Because then you can again have a higher risk reward and it's higher probability, because then downside liquidity has been swept once again and then the draw would be bigger to the upside. Alright, cool. I'm gonna hop off here. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe to my YouTube. Thanks to Vela Exchange for sponsoring. I hope you liked the stream. Hope you learned something. Make sure to check me on Twitter. And you know, if you use a link in the description, send me a message on Twitter or on Discord and I'll get you in my Discord as well. Alright, see you in the next one. Take care. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Touch some grass, I'd say. The markets are in everything. Enjoy life. And I'll see you next week. Bye.